In lesson 1.9, we're now working with division of algebraic expressions. So for our first example here, we're dividing monomials. Now, since there's no addition or subtraction signs in between here, all this is a product divided by product, we can just separate things. So we're looking at this being, let's see. It's being -6 divided by 2, and a squared divided by a, and x divided by x, and y to the second divided by y to the fourth. And then we're just going to put all that together, express that all as one product. So when we do that arithmetic, this -6 divided by 2 is -3. That goes up here in the numerator. So we've got -3. With the a squared and the a, that leaves us with just a in the numerator. The x's cancel out, so they're gone. And y squared over y to the fourth leaves us with y squared in the denominator. So that's our final answer. Now, with the second problem here, we're dividing a monomial into a polynomial. So here we need to break this up as 3 problems. We need to treat this as each piece of the polynomial, like 4x cubed y is being divided by 2x squared y. And then I'm going to just bring over my minus sign. 8x cubed y squared is being divided by 2x squared y, plus, and then 2x squared y is being divided by 2x squared y. And then do these like 3 little problems. So for the first one here, 4 divided by 2 is 2. I've got x cubed over x squared, so that's going to give me just x, and the y's cancel. So that first term becomes 2x. Bring down my minus sign. Here, 8 divided by 2 is 4. X cubed over x squared is just x. Y squared over y is just y. So that's going to be 4xy. And then for our last term, everything cancels. 2 divided by 2, x squared divided by x squared, y divided by y. We don't just ignore it though. When everything cancels out, that's the same thing as saying 1. So this is our final answer. 2x minus 4xy plus 1. Okay. Now we're going to look at a situation where we have 2 division problems here. The first one is a polynomial divided by a binomial, and the same thing's true here. It's just expressed a little differently. So let's tackle the first one. Now, this 2x minus 1 is our divisor. So that's divided into 6x squared plus x minus 2. And we're going to treat just like a long division problem. We ask ourselves, how many times will 2x divide into 6x squared? And that goes 3x times, because when we go back and multiply it, 3x times 2x, that is 6x squared. But don't forget to multiply everything. 3x times -1 is a -3x. And just like long division with numbers, we draw our line and we're going to subtract everything. So we're going to subtract all of this. So 6x squared minus 6x squared, that's 0. X minus -3x is 4x. Minus a -3 is plus 3. And then bring down our next term, the minus 2. and go through the process again. How many times will 2x go into 4x? And that goes 2 times. So that's plus 2. 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. We draw our line and subtract everything again. And all that cancels out and gives us 0. So that means our remainder is 0. So our answer for this problem is going to be 3x plus 2. That's our final answer. Now I want to do the same type of thing with this last division problem. If I take 4x squared and I divide it into 8x cubed plus 4x squared. But I've got to hold a place here. I'm missing, as I'm looking at these variables, x cubed, x squared, I need an x to the first, which I don't have one, so I'm just going to hold that place with a 0. So 0x, and then bring in my plus 3. And go through the process the same way. How many times will 4x squared go into 8x cubed? That's going to be 2x times. Multiply it back out. 2x times 4x squared is 8x cubed. 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x. Now I'm not going to line it up underneath this because it goes with the x. So I'm going to write it over here, minus 2x. And then draw my line and subtract everything. Put parentheses around this so I don't forget I'm subtracting everything. This cancels out. I'm going to bring down the 4x squared. And then 0 minus a negative 2 is going to be plus 2x. And then I go through the process again. 4x squared goes in the 4x squared. How many times? 1. So we're going to say plus 1 up here for our quotient. 1 times 4x squared is 4x squared. And then we're going to do 1 times negative 1. That's just my negative 1, right? So we're going to put it over here with our constant term. Let's bring down our 3, our plus 3 from the original. Draw our line and subtract everything in the second line. So this cancels out. 2x minus nothing is just 2x. And 3 minus negative 1 is the same thing as 3 plus 1, so that's 4. So that's our remainder. Now the way we're going to write this is we're going to write our quotient is 2x plus 1. That's our answer up here. But we have this remainder. So we write the remainder as a fraction. We're going to put that remainder, 2x plus 4, over the divisor. And the divisor in this case was that 4x squared minus 1. And this is our final answer.